Hey party people, Techno here, and it is that time of the year, which means that for everybody who did have a holiday season to celebrate, I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. It also means that the Sans Holiday Hack Challenge for 2023 has just concluded, which means that we can start going through some of these challenges and looking at some of the solutions. Now my intention here was to start this from the very get-go and walk the whole way through it. But with the first recording that I did, the audio was just atrocious, so we are skipping ahead just a bit here. Really, we didn't miss much. The only thing that we missed was orientation, picking up our fishing pole, learning how to use the cranberry pie terminal. There's a fishing challenge in this, or you can catch some wild and fantastic fish throughout the Geese Islands, which is where we are, and Christmas Island more specifically. So we've just sailed around the foot of Christmas Island, or this particular Goose Island, from orientation to Frosty's Beach, where we're going to pick up and continue. There's a little bit of additional backstory here that we're missing out on, which is really just learning that Santa decided to go to this tropical paradise for Christmas at the recommendation of ChatNPT. So, let's go ahead and walk up to the jolly old guy here and see what else he has to say before we kick off the first challenge in the Sans Holiday Hack Challenge 2023. Oh, and it looks like all of our pigeons from previous years have been replaced by geese. They're probably supposed to be turtle doves. I think they were turtle doves. Look like pigeons to me.
Now why not start off your vacation with a snowball fight with Morcel, or check out my surf shack on the other end of the beach. However you decide to relax, be sure to soak in all the whimsical beauty of these magical islands and enjoy the activities to the fullest.
Alright, we will do that, Santa. So, if you didn't catch that, he's basically telling us to participate in a snowball fight. Let's take a quick look at the badge here in front of the vendor booths. And we can see that we did orientation, as I mentioned, really nothing to speak of there. And we have two challenges on this particular island, the first of which that we're going to look at is Linux 101, so this is a Linux primer. And this is going to occur in Santa's Christmas shack on the other side of this island, so we'll hop over there in a bit. And then the second challenge on this island that we'll do in the follow-up video is going to be this snowball fight challenge. So with that being said, on with the show. Let's go over to the other side of the island here. Let's go past the snowball fight, snowball hero challenge. And let's pop into Santa's surf shack to see what's going on. Alright, Gingerbready here needs a little bit of help with this Linux 101 primer, so let's go ahead and get into that cranberry pie terminal and start walking through this challenge. So this is stating that the North Pole present maker, all the presents on this system have been stolen by trolls. Capture trolls by following instructions here, and presents will appear in the green bar below. Run the command hint me to receive a hint. We're not going to need a hint in this particular one to walk through this challenge. This is actually a redo of a Sans Holiday Hack Challenge 2020 Linux primer, substituting what I believe were munchkins then for trolls now. But let's go ahead and get started by typing yes. So the first thing that we have here is to perform a directory listing of our home directory to find a troll and retrieve a present. Easy enough. We'll use the ls command to list out everything in our directory. There's that troll. Now find the troll inside the troll. Can assume that means that the troll file has a troll inside of it. So let's go ahead and cat the contents of that file. And there's that troll. So now we're going to remove the troll in our home directory, and we'll do that with the rm command. So we'll do rm troll, and I'll just tab complete that. Bam. Print the present working directory using a command. That would be the pwd command for present working directory. And there's another troll that has hidden itself inside the home directory, so we need to find that. Well, of course, that's going to also be the ls command with the tac-a flag for all, and that's going to give us all of those hidden files where we have a hidden troll. Now there's a troll in our command history, so we need to find that. To list our commands in our history, we'll use the history command, but let's go ahead and expand this a little bit, and we will pipe that to grep, and I'll use the tac-i flag to be case insensitive, and then we'll just do troll. So anything that matches that, and there we have our previous commands, but we also have some trolls. Now find the troll in our environment variables. All right, so to do that, we just have to use the env command to list out our environment. And there is a troll wrangler in there. Now we need to head into the workshop. So if we go ahead and list our directory again, we see that, or we list the contents of our present directory, we see that directory workshop. So let's go ahead and cd into workshop. And now we need to find the troll that's hiding in one of the workshop toolboxes. It says to use grep while ignoring case, which we've already done with the history command, to find which toolbox the troll is in. Let's just see what they're talking about. Okay, there's a lot of text files in here named toolbox, so that's what they're referring to. Now to list out where this troll is or find this troll, we're gonna do that same grep tac I, case insensitive, for troll again, and we're just going to we're gonna run it through every file in the directory. And there we go, found the troll in the toolbox _191.txt file. So a troll is blocking the present engine from starting. Run the present engine binary to retrieve this troll. Okay, I didn't see that whenever we listed our directory contents, so let me just go ahead and ls and grep for present to see what we're looking at there. All right, we do have a present engine file here in this directory, and we can go ahead and do a file on that to see what it is. And it's an ELF 64-bit executable. And if we do a ls-tac-l, and if I remember to grep for present, let's see if it's currently executable. It is not. It is read-only right now. So the first thing that we're going to have to do there is we're going to have to use the chmod command, or chmod as I like to call it. Chmod, man. And add the executable flag to that binary. So it'll be chmod plus x, or if you wanted to use the number representation, you could do that as well. And we'll do that to the present engine. Now all we have to do is specify that executable with the period, meaning our current working directory, and present engine to run that, and there we go. Now trolls have blown the fuses in the home elf workshop electrical folder. So cd into electrical and rename blown fuse 0 to fuse 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and cd into electrical as it says to do. And if we do an ls, now we see that blown _ fuse 0. We just need to rename that, which would be the move command. So we'll use the move command in Linux to not only move files to new locations, but also change their name. So we can do move blown fuse 0 and just replace that with fuse 0. And there we go. Now we need to make a symbolic link named fuse 1 that points to fuse 0. ln is going to create links, but we need to specify the tac s to make sure it's a symbolic link, and that's going to be pointing at fuse 0, and it's going to be named fuse 1. Now we want to make a copy of fuse 1 named fuse 2, so we do that with cp. We'll do fuse 1, and we'll call that fuse 2. And we need to make sure trolls don't come back. Okay, so add the character's troll repellent into the file fuse 2. There's a couple different ways we could do this. We could use a text editor, or we could just echo that string into the file, which is what we'll do in this case. So let's do the echo command, and then we will type troll repellent. Typing one hand here, which is why it's so slow. Troll repellent, and then we are going to direct that into fuse 1. Or fuse 2, our new file. So there we go. Find the troll somewhere in /op/troll_den. And to do that, we are going to use the find command. Let's specify that directory, opt troll den. And then we are going to just try to find anything that is referring to troll. That spits out a bunch of output, but it is good enough to get us to the next point in the challenge. which is to find the file somewhere in /op/troll_den that is owned by the user troll. So here again, I'm just gonna hit the arrow key, the up arrow key, to go back to my previous find command, because we're just going to add another little bit to this, and we are going to specify the TAC user to say that we want the owner of the file, or the creator of the file, really the owner of the file, to be troll. Let's run that command, and there that pulls back a file for us. Now we need to find the file created by trolls that is greater than 108 kilobytes in size and less than 110 kilobytes in size. So it sounds like 109 kilobytes in size, but I suppose there's wiggle room there, so we'll do it by the book the way that they showcase. So again, just hit the up arrow to get back to our previous command, but we're going to change this up a bit here. So first of all, we're looking for a file, so we want to actually use the TAC type argument here and then put an F in there for file. And we want to find a file of a certain size, so that's going to be the TAC size, and it's going to be a little bit, so we could put in 109K here, that would probably get us the result that we want, but if we want to find a file that's in between two ranges of size, we're going to have to do two size arguments, one for greater than and one for less than, and the way that we would specify in this case greater than 108K is to precede that size with a plus sign, and then we can simply put in 108K here, depending on whether it's megabytes, kilobytes, bits, bytes, gigabytes, all of that stuff. There's going to be different syntax for specifying the size, but in this case we need 108K. And then we also want to add that second size argument to constrain this to anything that's less with the minus sign than 110K. Now we run that, and there we go. There's our troll. Now we want to list the running processes to find yet another troll, so that would be ps. So I'm always accustomed to using ps-aux as the command. So there we find our process, and that's listening on a TCP port. So we want to use the command that will display that listening port on screen. To do that, that's going to be netstat, and we're going to use the flags TAC L for listening, and I'll throw in an N and P for numeric and ports there. There we go. There is that troll. Now the service that's listening on port 54,321 is an HTTP server. Interact with this server to retrieve the last troll. Now to do that, we're going to use something like the curl command. So curl is going to send by default a GET request to that web server. So let's specify localhost, since it's running on this process, and port 54,321, and let's see what that pulls back. There's our troll. Now our final task is to stop the troll process and collect the last remaining presence. So to do that, we are going to use the kill command to kill the process that we found up here using the ps-aux command. So we can see our troll process right here. That is associated to PID 5527. So all we need to do is issue the kill command with that PID 5527, and that's going to kill that process. Congrats, you caught all the trolls and retrieved all the presents. Type exit to close. Not much to that. If you're familiar with Linux, then this was probably a very easy challenge for you. If you're getting accustomed to Linux, this is a nice walkthrough of a lot of the functionality that you're going to use on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and exit out, and let's see what Gingerbready has to say about that.
Wow, if your surfing skills are as good as your Linux skills, you could be winning competitions.
I assure you my surfing skills are nowhere near as good as my Linux skills. And that is not even saying much for my Linux skills. It's saying a lot about my surfing skills, though. So we finished out that challenge. The next thing that we're going to do is head over and become a snowball hero in the next video. But until then, take care, everybody. I do appreciate you watching this. Thank you, and I will catch you later.